Welcome to the Gen X Talks podcast, live from the Loop Studios in Minden, Nevada.
Making plans with the boys. I'm gonna hit the town. Yeah, I'm gonna make some noise. I'll push past the pain and my wounded pride. I'm gonna live it up. Yeah, stay out all night.
Okay, don't look at that. It turns right to 10 o'clock on the dot. Did your cuckoo clock behind you cuckoo? Did your pendulum swing? Did it ding dong 10 o'clock? Because it's 10 a.m. Los Angeles time on KGXTradio.com, broadcasting from the Loop Studios in Minden, Nevada. Am I just clap, recording, 7:59.
Clap, recording.
10 o'clock. It is 10 o'clock Los Angeles time. It looks like we're live on KGXT Radio. I can't tell if it's loud enough. I got to tell them. Boom, boom, did the green, did the boom, 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 did the yellow.
Is listening.
All right, so let's see where we're at here. It looks like we're good to go. I think Streamlabs, let's see, the pod track is moving up and down. Can I see Streamlabs moving side to side before we get going here? Look at that. Streamlabs is moving side to side. Everybody looks happy. I just can't tell if we're 5x5 on KGXTradio.com. Perhaps we are, and perhaps I just don't know. I don't know. I can't listen to the radio station. I can't put like the radio in my ear while I'm doing this. I think you guys, being a trained broadcast professional, you guys are asking too much of me. That's what I'm saying. We got 2 thumbs up from across the studio from GXMom. And even though it's radio, you look lovely this morning, let me tell you.
Thank you.
Although I had to stand outside the bathroom for half an hour waiting for you to get done prettying up, which I think is bullshit, by the way. I look at myself in the mirror when I wake up. Ooh, I need some work. But I look at you when you wake up. You're damn close to how you look now. Right when you roll out of bed, you just shake fluff your hair, and off you go.
It's a good haircut. Every woman should have a good haircut in her back pocket. I'm serious. I really
think... Is that what that is? Is just a haircut?
I believe
that
so.
To worry about?
Yeah,
all right.
I believe so.
I'm going to make one adjustment here because you moved, and when the people want to see the video version of this...
No, don't watch the video
They'd actually like to see you, on screen. There we go.
Why? They see me enough during the week.
Do they?
Yes.
Primarily, they see me. You're just a little...
You've inched your way over 4 years to get me from not being on video to being on video.
In the beginning, you weren't even on microphone.
No.
You were just hollering from the end of the table what was in the sheets. And we slowly got you to a microphone. Then we got you to a little camera position. And now we got you 50-50 split down the middle. Now... Our viewership has increased. Why do you think that is?
No, it hasn't. It has nothing to do with me.
Listen, if I could just get you in a bikini on camera, we'd double our viewership overnight.
Oh, my God.
I'm telling you.
There is not enough caffeine in my tea today.
Good morning, everyone. It's the Gen X Talks podcast broadcasting from the Loop Studios in Minden, Nevada. I said Los Angeles time, a little bit after 10 o'clock Los Angeles time, and I'm still here in studio with my current wife. There is lots to discuss. Do you know why? Because you missed the last podcast.
I know, and I keep telling myself, I really need to listen to that. I
wouldn't. I threw you under the bus pretty hard.
Oh, then I need to do some homework because I guess I got to come back at you.
I was like, yeah, she's not sick. She's just in there in her pajamas, scratching her ass, watching Oprah, eating bonbons.
Not true. I was dying. I actually couldn't, I was so closed up in that bedroom. There were times I was like, is it day? Is it night?
Yeah.
Like, where am I? Like, what day is it? There
was times you were up at 2 a.m. till 5 a.m. struggling. There was times when you'd sleep during the day. There was times when you were up it's 5 days.
It was weird.
On the 5th day, you say you were coming out of it. You were 50%.
Well, I was just happy to be out of the bedroom.
I know, but you couldn't do anything,
but it felt good to be out.
But still, that was 5 days of you. It was day 6 before you were functional, that took you down. But, Shiloh is on staff here. She's up north in the Washington area. She had mentioned, about 3 weeks before, Shy had said she had 4 days being down. Now, I don't know if that's going around. I can't, I haven't heard of a lot of people being that sick for that long.
It was definitely the flu.
It was bad.
But it was
so.
weird having the flu in summer. You know?
Can't you get the flu anytime?
You can, but I always felt like I got more sick in the wintertime, and I haven't been that sick in a long time.
So anyway, it is Thursday, August 21st. It is in the year 2025 of our Lord. And I want to start with something that I just figured this out. This is my fault. I figured out something so simple. Now, you guys know when you listen to the podcast, you listen on KGXT Radio, we have our intro music that plays right before. It's buffer music.
You
right?
know it's the podcast.
Yeah, bumper
with this,
music
yes.
is there. It's coming up. Podcast is coming.
Right.
I cannot, for some reason, get the intro to play on kgxtradio.com. I have loaded it. I have reloaded it. I have set this. I've gone through all the settings, and I've listened. I cannot get it to play at the same time for Off the Record. You know, this one I've got. This one's good. The podcast bumper music is great.
You know, you're telling people about Off the Record, and there's some people have no idea what Off the Record is.
I do apologize. Off the Record is a pretty new series we started. It is at 7 o'clock Los Angeles time, 7 p.m. Los Angeles time, every Wednesday. And we let people call in with their paranormal stories.
Yes.
Now, people have written stories for me to read. People call in, they text, and then we put them on the air. We try to do as many. We let you guys
and it's
tell
not
your
just that,
story.
it's conspiracy theories. We can get into a discussion about conspiracy theories. We haven't really
Well, but that
gone
one
into
the guy did last night, right at the tail end, he just throws out there about the Mandela effect.
Oh, yeah. You had to kind of explain that one.
Well, a lot of you know what the Mandela effect is, and such a weird thing because I think if you Google the Mandela effect and look at the top 10 things on there, some of them you're going to go, holy shit, I totally get this. I'm part of the Mandela effect. You think about things differently than history. And what's weird is that thousands of us think the same way. Well, we're not all hallucinating. You know, there's something going on here. Mm-hmm. Well, this guy, he comes in and he postulates that the CERN super collider, as they use it, they're creating miniature black holes. And this is creating the Mandela effect. I never thought about that till that guy brought it up last night. I was like, holy Santa Claus.
Did you go to
shit.
sleep thinking about it?
Or not go to sleep because
You slept just fine last night. I was up most of the night last night.
Anyway.
I'm going on like 3 or 4 hours sleep.
Thanks
to caffeine.
Back to my illustrious point I was trying to make is that since I can't get the off the record bumper music to play correctly, I just need to put it on the pod track. You know how I play music for people? I play jingles for people. I just need to have everything running on off the record, have it on KGXT Radio Live, have it on YouTube Live, turn down the volume and play it.
Did you just have a happen?
Hey, did you hear my head come out of my ass? That was great, man. I got an idea.
Oh, wow. That took a while.
All of a sudden, I turned into Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Zoink, Scoob, I got an idea.
Oh, my God. Do you see the stuff that I deal with, people?
And sometimes I run over to her side of the bed at like 6 in the morning, and I'm leaning into her face going,
God.
He goes, I got it, honey. You got to hear my idea.
Not till, what is the rule?
Not till your second cup of coffee, I know.
There we go. Women, train your husbands.
So anyway, I think I can figure that out as long as Danny H is going to have to call me and go, dude, don't forget the bumper music. Because I forget to press record.
What is he? You're like Jiminy Cricket? Like your conscience?
A little bit. Yeah, he reminds me of that stuff right before. He's like, dude, just get your shit together. Oh, yeah. Right.
Oh, God. Thank God Danny's there. He's my other half, I guess.
So not only did we oversell the barbecue tickets, I think we oversold the rooms in our house. Yeah, come on, stay with us for the weekend. Yeah, come on.
We just had a surprise right before the podcast
all of a
this
sudden,
morning.
I think I've promised 9 people they can stay here.
No, you didn't.
And we've got 1 bedroom.
I'm sure you've passed it by me. Yeah, you better.
I'm sure I did too.
They can pitch a tent out in the rocks in the backyard, I guess.
We're gonna have to put a tent in the living room that holds 6 people just to make 9 people. We don't have
It's a
room.
big slumber party.
We don't have room for 4 people in this little tiny house that we rented in Minden, Nevada.
We were back in our old house. We could have taken
easily. Yeah, we could have had bedrooms and bathrooms for everybody, but here, not so much. But I keep forgetting that we're not in our old house. I keep forgetting we're in this 90s apartment. I'm like, yeah, come on over.
Yeah, but back in the 90s.
It didn't matter.
It didn't matter. They slept wherever.
Yeah,
I
but-
just don't know
but we're
at
all in
our
our-
age if we could
I
have
know.
a slumber party.
You
I don't know if that could
back
happen.
in the 90s, we could have 12 people over, and people would sleep in chairs, and they
That's what
wouldn't
I'm
care.
saying. I
Now-
don't think if we were stuck in chairs, I don't know if we could get back
I
up
think
in
all
the
the
morning.
9 people we've invited over, every one of them going to be expecting a medical style bed with a call button for a nurse, and I don't even got one of those here.
Oh, there goes the first yawn.
The
I'm so
first
sorry.
yawn of
And
the
I am
day.
drinking like
You're pounding that stuff. What is that? Let everyone know.
This is yerba mate. It's a tea. It's
Is it-
organic. But it is
Oh.
like wicked caffeinated.
I thought
This is
you-
natural caffeination.
I thought you had an Arizona tea. I thought that was.
Oh no. This one, Dr. McDreamy and I had a little talk about it. He's had the actual one down in
Aruba
South
or something,
America
yeah,
or
yeah,
something. And he brought it up and I was like, I've had that before. And he like looked at me like, you have?
Oh, you have. When were you in Costa Rica?
I didn't have it there, but I said I have some that is warm, like I can have it hot in a tea, or I have this one. This one's cold. It's
That's
cold
like,
tea.
You see, Dr. McDreamy would question you on that. Like, well, where did you get one of those? If I would have told him I had something like that, he'd like, yeah, you know a guy. I know you get your shit out of. You got a guy. Trunk of the car. Guy comes around, pops open his trunk.
We
little
shared
transaction.
experiences because he said down there he had it. That is like their coffee. That's
Oh, yeah?
what they drink down there.
Yeah.
And he goes, so he had it. He goes, was so wired. Like this stuff is more wired than like coffee.
Right.
And he goes, does it do the same? I said, oh yeah, I have to drink it in the morning or I
Right.
will be up all night.
Right.
Like this is better than a energy drink.
So what you're saying is that right before the barbecue, I have to hold you down on the floor and pour one of those in you. Make sure you're lively for the barbecue. Is that what I'm hearing?
Till the next day. But yeah, this stuff is kind of wicked. Yerba mate. That's what it's called.
I have a bone to pick with you and your brother.
Okay.
You and your brother, the
Not the
Sun
first
Valley
time.
Fox. No, it's not the first time. You guys are kind of
won't be the
assholes.
last either.
No, it won't. You guys are assholes.
We're not. Well, we're
Yes.
part of the same family.
There you go.
And you knew my dad. So.
I did. It all makes sense now.
Apple doesn't fall far from a tree.
Ain't that the goddamn truth? So we're in the, I forget where we were the other, we were sitting at the table. We just having some dinner and your phone rings and it's your brother. So you answered it and you put it on speakerphone.
Yeah, I'm like, he called me?
I know. That was like, wow, this must be something serious if
Yeah.
he's calling you. You think that maybe St. Donna was in the hospital or their dog had got run over. I mean, the only reason he'd call you is for something that side of the family related. So I'm listening to this phone call and you guys get your chit chat done. He's in 8-bed.
Yes, he
Your
is.
brother calls
he
from
crawled in it
from your mother's Bima, who sold the car, gave the car to Briggs
for $1.
for $1. So now this car is over at his house because we're going to fix it up. And he's trying to move it because the barbecue's coming. He wants to move the trucks and the trailers and get everything to the back of his property.
Right.
And he's sitting in 8-bit, which is a 1991 Toyota Camry.
It is low to the ground.
Yeah. And
It's really, I crawl out of it.
your brother's, 6'11". So what question did he ask you?
Oh my gosh. How do I take it out of park?
Yeah. So now he's fiddling with the ignition key. He's trying to rock
And it's
the
not
wheel.
on the steering column.
It's a floor shift.
It's a floor shift.
And so you guys are discussing. You're like, there's a button. There's a tab.
Because
You got
what
to
does
do
the
this.
button say?
And yeah, and they're going back
I'm
and
like,
forth.
I don't know what it says. It's right there by the shifter.
Now, let me interject for just a second, please. This is the Sun Valley Fox calling my wife because
His
it's
little sister.
his little sister. Because not only is this a guy thing that he should have just been able to figure out on his own, but he's calling his little sister a girl. And you know why I wasn't included? Because, well, it's our mother's car. So why, it's my drove
Oh,
it.
you
and
thought
she
that
goes,
was why.
It's our mother's car. Well, why else would he call you?
Well, I know why, but
Okay, I have a suggestion here.
what's that?
Or an observation. Why not call the mechanic in the family? Me. Even though
Oh,
I
my
wasn't
goodness.
in that car as often as everybody else, I promise you I've been in more 1991 Camrys than our whole family put together. Why wouldn't someone say, call the mechanic and go, I can't get it out of park? Well, you know what? That just happens to be something I know.
Because I know why he called me.
Okay,
Because
go.
a week prior, he wanted me to. I was over at his house, and he goes, "Hey, do you have the keys to the Camry?"
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, I think so. They're right here in the truck." And he goes, "Can you move the car from the front by the gate to the back to the
Yes.
side of the thing?" So he saw me get in it, knew I shifted it like with no problem,
Right.
and moved it.
Right.
So I'm sure when he got in there, he's like, "Well,
Well, my sister
My
just
sister
did
just
this.
did this.
Okay.
Why can't
Yeah.
I figure it out? So, I made him look bad for
The
a second.
seat didn't go back. The steering wheel
No,
wouldn't.
the seat back went back, but not all the way.
The seat wouldn't go back all the way. The steering wheel wouldn't come up all the way. So your brother's sitting there with his knees around his ears, and he goes, and you're trying to describe things to him.
Yeah, but he made that comment that made
Which
me
is where
laugh.
I'm going with this. If you quit hijacking my story and changing it as I go, we'd get to the end of the goddamn story.
Stop.
The seat doesn't go all the way back in the Camry. The steering wheel doesn't raise all the way up. Your brother's 6'11". He's got his knees around his ears, and he's calling you. He's sweating his ass off because he can't get the thing moving and the AC going. He can't get it out of gear, and he's frustrated beyond words. And what did he say? Because you're like, it's right down there by the shifter. And you can picture him not being able to look around very easily.
Oh.
What did he say?
He goes, I'm having a hard time fitting in the car because my balls are on the steering wheel.
My balls are hanging over the steering wheel. That's how cramped I am in here.
I started rolling. I was like, what did he just say?
Oh, my God.
It
So
made my whole day.
he finally got it, though, and got the thing moved around there. But, he had to go in the house as a ball of sweat, huffing and puffing, going, St. Donna, where's the iced tea? I need an iced tea stat.
And he has a bad hip. I can just imagine after he got out of that going, oh, man.
Okay, he hobbled up to the house.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah,
His mother was haunting him the whole time.
I'm guessing so, but whatever you do,
Well,
don't call the mechanic in the family.
Because remember what he did to her. When we got to the point that we all decided we shouldn't have mom driving.
I know how you guys got to that point too.
But mom was very hard-headed.
I know how you guys got to that point too.
How?
Because your brother one time walked around her car
Oh, yeah, that's
and there was a couple dents, nicks, and colored paint. There was colored paint, like red on the bumper corner, blue paint on the
on
other
the side
bumper
mirrors?
corner. Yeah, and one side mirror was damaged. So he's like, okay, she's bumping into more things than she used to. That's when your part of the story comes in. I know how we got there.
This is where my mom gets back at him because my brother finally went to the house and, we talked to her about not driving. So my brother went and removed the battery
Yep.
out of the parked car in the driveway so she couldn't go. But guess what happened a couple of times? My mom would go in there to start it and she just thought the battery was dead.
Yeah.
So she calls
AAA. And goes-
AAA comes out and says, I think one time the cables were disconnected.
Right. And they go, oh, your cables are disconnected. We could fix that for you. And off she went.
Yep. Then I think he finally removed it completely, removed the bat. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, he put the battery in the garage on the workbench. I think that was a clue to the AAA guys. Like, I've been out here 3 times. I'm starting to get the feeling now. Either your battery got stolen or your son doesn't want you
I'm
driving.
surprised my brother didn't put a sign, AAA.
Yeah,
At
where the battery used to be, a little sign.
AAA.
Don't-
Don't want my mother driving anymore. Thank you. That would have been awesome.
Oh, so we have to use. I use AI in all of our editing stuff we do. The Briggs uses it with me for videos and things. We use AI to make images or remove backgrounds or just simple stuff like that. But you have changed our AI stuff around with Chat GPT, so I'm not sure how all that works anymore. So I thought, well, you know what I'll do? There's, you can try other ones for free. So I went over that Gronk. Gronk's supposed to be one of the leading things. So I go to Gronk AI. And it says, well, would you like to buy all this stuff? No, I don't want to try it. I said, okay, well, you can do 5 images or you can do 5, things with it. I'm like, all right, that's fine. I just want to make
You want to see what it does?
Yeah. And I only needed
Okay.
to make 2 pictures. So 5 was fine for me. So I sign into Gronk and it says, okay, just says, what do you want to do? And I say, I gave it a little description. Please make a picture of 20 people with, 15 people wearing red hats, 15 people wearing blue hats, and make it cartoon, make it a cartoon form. And Gronk goes, okay, would you like a regular background or a move background? I said, just make it like a green grass background is fine, blue sky. And do you want all the people mixed together or do you want people separated? I said, well, you could separate them, the red hats on the left and the blue hats on the right. And then it said, okay, do you want them to look identical or would you like me to mix them up? I said, it'd be better if you mixed them up, different color people in different sizes.
So it's sending you these prompts?
Yeah,
Really?
it just as it goes.
Oh, wow.
Chat GPT just tries to make the picture and then you work on it from there. Gronk
Is asking for
is
details.
said, ask me some things. And after the last question, it said, okay, so and you want this in cartoon like a caricature, or do you want this in cartoon like claymation? And I said cartoon like a magazine, like a Looney Tunes, morning. And then Gronk goes, okay, that was your 5 free interactions. You're done. It counted my questions and responses as part of the 5 things. It says, sorry, you get 5 interactions. I said, you fucking asked me these questions. All I told you to do was make a picture. And then it asked me a question to clarify, another question, another question, another question. Okay, that's 5. And we're done. It locked me out. Never gave me the picture. What a cheese dick thing. For those of you that are running Gronk, go fuck yourself, because that was bullshit. I'm never going to buy that thing. That's horse shit. It used up. Don't ask me any questions. Make a fucking image.
Whoa. Blood pressure's going up right now.
I'm telling you, it was bullshit. Woosah. But that's what happened. So, yeah, thank you, Gronk and Gronk 4, whatever you name it, you assholes.
So, I had a little me day on Tuesday. Yeah, after I got better, I went on a me day.
Oh, the day where you went and got your nails done, you sent me on 35 errands to get done.
I didn't send you anywhere.
Okay, this you arguing and changing every story I do is going to stop this second. I'm done with that. Every time I say your brother's 6'11", you say no, he's not. I say the seat won't move back, you say the seat moves back. You sent me on errands, you say no, you didn't. Okay, I'm done with that. You're gonna have to fucking go with the fucking flow of the story. Wow. She goes, because this is another thing where you're pretending to be Little Miss Innocent. I didn't send you on errands. You must have done that out of the kindness of your heart. No, I fucking didn't. You went and got your nails done, and then I was reporting in as I'm going around driving all over northern Nevada trying to get stuff done.
Yes, you were.
Keeping in mind, you had a deadline for me to be back of 2 hours, so I'm hurrying, and then as it gets close to the 2 hours, I'm starting to race across the desert to you, and you're like, she's taking a little longer. You probably got another 20 minutes. So I try to squeeze out another errand, and I'm racing back across the desert. What do you text me? It's going to be a little longer. So I'm racing, doing my stuff. Now I race all the way down to you, and I get there like with 1 minute to spare.
You were on time.
And I'm sitting in the truck for like 15 minutes, and you're like, you might as well just come in. She's not done. She's not even close to being done. I'm like, well, then what the fuck, Chuck, was I hustling my ass off for? It went from 2 hours to like 3 hours and 20 minutes. I could have got everything done if I wasn't half darting back to you and then heading back to another errand, and then darting back to you, and then heading to get another errand. Now, what was this girl's name? Alana. And she's a friend of?
Christine Matlock, who's married to Ben Matlock.
Never lost a case.
Yes.
And
she recommended this girl to me, Alana. Yeah. This is the second time I've been to her.
So
really great.
I come in. You tell me to come inside. I don't particularly
because I've talked about. Okay, so Christine has talked about Gen X Talks.
Yeah.
So when I went in there the first time, I talked to her about it, and she says, oh, yeah, Christine told me about it, yada, yada, yada. And so between that visit and this visit, she was looking at your videos and stuff and kind of getting associated. So then I had told her on Tuesday, I said, oh, my husband dropped me off. He's running errands. He's coming back. Well, when you pulled in, we were kind of talking about Gen X Talk. I said, I'll have him come in. You have to meet my husband. And she's like, okay.
So I come in, but I didn't know that part of the story. No. So I come kicking in the door, pissed that it's taken a 2-hour job. It's taken 3 hours and 20 minutes. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on in here? How long does this take? And she barely looks up from doing your toes and goes, do you want it quick or do you want it right? And then looks back at your feet and keeps working. I'm like,
yes, she did.
Well, perhaps both. I don't know.
She shut you down real quick.
Fast. I'm just standing there with my dick in my hands going, well, what do I do now?
What did you expect being Christine Matlock's friend?
Yeah, it made a lot of sense. After I talked to her for a little while, the two of them, they should be the sassy twins. They absolutely should be the both of them, side by side sassy girls. That makes complete sense.
Yeah, she was telling me, Alana was telling me, Christine wants the two of them to go on a cruise to the Panama Canal. The two of them.
Yeah, that's trouble. With no supervision? No, I don't think so.
Well, I'm just telling you, that's what happened. But it was nice. I just wanted to do a shout out to You Rock Salon here in Minden. That's where she works.
She did a good job.
Yeah.
Weird thing with the magnet, though, man. That freaked me out.
I don't think guys are going to understand that. There's something in the nail polish. There's metal pieces.
Yeah, imagine if you painted your fingernails with some sort of a metal dust.
Filings, yeah.
But then you take a magnet and you can pull the dust into a straight line. You can pull it to one side or the other. And it actually moves inside the paint. You're like,
before it cures.
Shit. Yeah.
Before it cures. I've seen things like they've put hearts in it and stuff. You can make a design within a design.
Hey, man, after I saw what they did at Starbucks, making leaves and little designs on the head of the coffee, nothing surprises me anymore. It's like, Jesus.
I've had it done before when we were in California, so I asked her. It's called cat's eye nail polish or something like that. I asked her if she had it. She goes, yeah. I go, oh, let's do something fun because this was for the barbecue too.
Sure.
And so she had pulled it out. It comes in all kinds of colors. So it kind of has like a main color, then the highlight color is the one that's magnified or whatever. But it's very cool.
I'd never seen anything like it. When you said, hang on, she has to use the magnet, I'm like, shit the fuck out of here. Don't bullshit me. I'm not stupid, you know?
Yeah.
I might have born yesterday, but I stayed up all night. And sure as shit, a magnet comes out and moves shit around. I was like, well, okay, now I've seen everything.
It was very, very cool.
And if I'd have been drunk watching that, I'd have really freaked out because that just would not have comprehended it all. But it worked. And then she goes, I'm going to get some tickets to the barbecue. And I'm like, yeah, they're probably all sold out. She goes, well, I'm coming anyway.
Yeah, she's like, I'm coming anyway. So we have to have a long discussion about, let's do a preface. Let me preface this. Since moving to Nevada, everybody here is like, going to the DMV is a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Go to the DMV. You know what? Go to the rural DMV in Nevada. You can walk right in and get your stuff all changed over. Was that true?
No, they kicked us out because we didn't have an appointment, and we're out in rural Nevada. There's like 6 people sitting outside in a chair. It's literally, their DMV is in a strip mall.
It is.
There's like a dry cleaners, a dollar store, a liquor store, an old video cassette rental place that's out of business, and the DMV.
And it wasn't like we were there at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We were there at like noon.
Yeah. And they're like, and there's nobody there. There's like 2 people in line, 5 people outside, 2 desks.
Right.
And there's the vibe in that room is quiet. Nothing's going on. And you walk up to the kiosk and it says, try again.
Kiosk is full for the day. You're done.
What the fuck are you talking about? So what, you're only going to take on 7 people today? Because there's 5 outside and 2 inside. And they're like, now we're full.
So that was like 2 weeks ago. That's what we did. So I had made another reservation or an appointment to go to Carson City. So the capital of Nevada.
Right.
And I'm like, man, that DMV's got to be huge. It's got to be like, I did not want to go there.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be like Sacramento. It's going to be 7,000 people inside.
Yeah. So what we had done, what we were looking for to do was both our driver's license being changed and doing the registration on the truck and getting it changed. So I kind of grouped it all together. So we went together and did it all in one shot because there was no way I was going to DMV 3 times.
So we sit in the truck and you can log in from your phone. And she's got it on her phone. She shows me where it says like, okay,
you're in the queue.
You're in the queue, and you're going to be up in 20 minutes. And so she goes, let's just wait till the timer gets down low. So we're sitting in the truck talking and carrying on. Timer gets down to like 5 minutes. She goes, okay, there's like 2 people ahead of us. Let's go inside. So we go inside and we're standing there, and then it sits on 5 minutes. Forever. And then it goes to 4 minutes.
And this has multiple windows, not 2. They must have had like 10.
They've got half their DMV cut off. They're doing some remodeling. So they're renovating. So they have half of it cut off. But it is still a pretty healthy size. There's people getting it done. And the DMV people, the workers inside Nevada DMV, are nothing like California DMV.
No.
These people seem sharp. They got their wits about them. They've had all their cups of coffee. They're smiling. All the instructors walking people in and out. We're happy. It's a whole different vibe than where I've grown up in California.
But did you note that you didn't stand at the window? You sat? That was my first going, oh man, we're going to be here a while.
You don't stand? Yeah, they bring you up and there's a chair. All the DMVs in California that I've ever been to my entire life, you stand there. All of them. So if one of you dumbasses goes, oh, yeah, well, the one in my small town in California has comfortable chairs. Big fucking deal. 1 out of 1,000. All the other ones I've been to my entire life, you're standing there, you're uncomfortable, you're hot, you're tired. Carson City, It was a plastic chair, but you could still sit, and it was nice and comfortable. They sat with you. I was watching all the interactions before us. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So our timer goes to 4 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
For 20 minutes.
For 20
3 minutes. For another 20 minutes. I'm like, these fuckers do not know how to count down from 10.
But then it jumped back up.
Yeah, then it went up to like 7 minutes. She's like, then that was, DMV's pretty quiet there. And you hear my wife, what the fuck? Everyone turns around. She's like, oh, did I say that out loud? But when you're sitting there for an hour and the timer goes up.
What's the point of making an appointment at that point?
Or having a timer if you can adjust the timer as you go.
I was like, wait a second, because I had it going the whole time. It wasn't like I checked out of it.
Oh, you were refreshing every 30 seconds.
Yeah, because it was bugging me.
Yeah, but they should just put a question mark. Instead of the minutes, here's 4 minutes to go, 3 minutes to go, whoops, 7 minutes to go. It should just be a question mark. So you're always paying attention. And all of a sudden, it should just change to go. And you.
Well, I realized that because in California where we live, they used to have the queue up on a big, huge monitor screen on the
That's right.
up by the ceiling. So you saw your name going up the thing.
You can see your
Oh, no, not in Nevada. I think it's a gamble.
It's a
gamble. They're like rolling the dice.
It's a guessing game. It's on there. It's like, okay, is it your turn? Is it your turn? No, it's not your turn. 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute? No, 7 minutes. And then you're just like, God damn it.
But I don't know if you noticed my phone, though. When it got down to our name, we were the first in the queue.
Yeah.
It had a 1 with a less than sign, and then it had a question mark after, and I was like, what the hell does that mean?
So
I should have took a picture of that one.
It goes to, we had desk number 9. I can't remember her name, but she was so fun, and she was so helpful.
But tell them what happened when we first sat down. I said, hey, I have this appointment.
Right.
And my husband has the next one. I made 2 appointments right after each other so we can get them both done so they could, make that spot. Because I know some places you can't bring another person in.
No.
So I was being courteous. I understand DMV. So she looks at us, she goes, oh, I think I can only take one of you at a time.
Yeah, she goes, he may have to go to another window. And then you brought up the truck registration. She's like, oh, that might be another window. Like, okay, we're sitting here. Can you do this all on your computer? Yes. Well, then help a brother out.
Well, then I told her, and then you sat down, and I said, listen, he's got really bad knees.
Yeah.
I have all the information.
Right.
So we got to make some exception here. I'm giving and taking. So all of a sudden, the supervisor walks by, and I can't remember his name either, and she pulls him over, and he said, yeah. He goes, go ahead, do it.
Knock them all out. You're right here. She's got all the stuff. And then the people that sat, we were at window 9. The guy comes over with his wife to sit at window 8. They were doing a bunch of vehicle registration stuff. And he gets right to his chair and he looks at me, he goes, and loud. He goes, Gen X talk, right? Gen X talks, am I right? And then his wife, who is cute as a button, she goes, he showed me all your videos. He recognized you right when we came in. So while we were waiting, he was showing me all the videos. So just make sure wherever you go, you're wearing your blue Dodger hat. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you couldn't take your picture with the Dodger hat on. You tried.
I had a discussion with their supervisor. I said, now listen, you want me to take a picture, a photo ID, right? He goes, yeah, take your hat off. I said, now wait a second, before I take my hat off, the guy says, you're going to take your hat off. I said, now listen, do you want a good, solid identification? He goes, yeah. I said, well, then I should leave my hat on because I always have my hat on. Now, if you make me take my hat off and an officer tries to ID me, I'm going to have my hat on. It's not going to look the same. He goes, wow. That's true. That's a good point, sir. Now take your fucking hat off. But then he goes, sit in the chair. And I'm like, if I sit in that little tiny kiddie chair, I'm not going to be able to get back up again with my knees. Plus, I'm still a big fat guy.
And another one, that's a change from California because every time you take your picture for the camera, you're standing.
Yeah, not in Nevada. You sit your ass down.
Nevada wants you to sit.
But their camera is this big fixed camera to the counter, and it's pointed down at the chair. And I said, yeah, I go, look, man, I'm not sitting. I'll take my hat off. I'm not sitting in the chair. He goes, well, the camera's not going to point. So they move the screen back. They move the chair out of the way. And then all you have to do, I told the guy, this kid was up there. He's 20 years old.
You asked him.
I go, just take your hand, grab the top of the camera and look at the screen. tilt it back a little bit and then press the button. So he looks around, he's all nervous, and I didn't see exactly what he did, but he did take the picture. I didn't have to
It must have been okay because he let it go, whatever.
He goes, you're good.
So they do my driver's license first.
Yeah.
Which went pretty smooth, got it all taken care of and handled and everything. And then they send me to that kid, that's who was doing the camera, which was right on the other side of the room there. So I'm listening to your conversation
about my license.
About your license.
Well, she goes, she took my California license and she puts it in. She goes, this isn't transferring over. I can't get it to open. The Nevada computer system won't accept it. And I'm like,
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I not
She calls the
surprised?
supervisor over and they're looking and she goes, well, that's weird. So then they back out and they put my social in and she wouldn't take my social either. She's like, well, the supervisor's now going, well, that's odd. And so they look at my paperwork. They look back at the screen.
Is there something you want to tell me?
No, there's nothing. No.
Are you in the witness protection program or something?
Whatever I've informed you of now, that's all you get to know. Okay. That's it.
Okay.
Finally, the supervisor looks at me and goes, have you ever had a Nevada license before? I said, well, yeah. And they both looked back at their paperwork and I politely said, did I miss a box? Because nowhere on the form did it say, it says, have you had a license in other states? Where? What other states? Have you had a license here? Have you had a license revoked or suspended?
Right.
There was not a box that said, have you had a Nevada license before?
People could have been in 10 different states and had 10 different licenses.
Right. And they
yeah.
ask you all that, but they didn't ask. I said, did I miss a box? Because it did. I don't think it asked me.
Right.
If I've had, she goes, no, it actually doesn't ask you that question. I said, okay. So all of a sudden they switch screens and she goes, oh, I found you. And so they just renewed my old license. So now I have a license in Nevada. I have a continual license from 1994, almost as long as your brother. According to Nevada DMV, I have now been here, a resident of Nevada. If someone says, well, how long have you lived here? I'm going to whip out my license and go, I got this in 1994. And I lived there a little bit before 1994 in Nevada. So I now, as far as our family is concerned, I have one of the oldest licenses in the state.
I can't even believe.
She was so happy. She's like, welcome back.
I know. She was so
back. I'm like,
excited.
yeah, I had a little time away in California. But when they just renewed my license, it erased all of my time in California is gone. I have now been a resident of Nevada
crazy.
Since 1994. Far out, man. I'm digging that.
Always flying under the radar there.
That's the way I
Always
go,
flying
baby.
under the radar.
I'm just charmed.
So that all happened while I was getting my picture taken over there, and I knew something was up. I can never leave you.
My wife walks over, and she gets there right at the end of the scuttlebutt. She goes, what did you do? I said, I didn't do anything. She goes, no, not now. What did you do in the past that's causing this problem?
Yes.
Was your license, revoked in California? Are you on a national list of do not give this person a license? I said, no, I'm not. I'm just sitting here. I didn't do shit. And then it got sorted out. I didn't do anything wrong, but boy, you gave me.
I was waiting for Black Hawk helicopters to show up or something, or ice, or.
Yeah, you gave me the glare, and I'm like, I didn't do anything.
What did you do? I knew, because you know what else? On the way to the DMV, he's like, I don't want to go. I'm just going to drop you off. I'm like, what is wrong with you? You were a little sketchy on the way to the DMV.
A little bit, yeah.
And I was like, you have to get your license changed. So you got to go.
Well, there's some places in the country that if you had me go sit in a DMV or a courtroom or something, it'd be a little 50-50. And she goes, well, we don't ever get rid of any of our records. That's why your license is still valid. I went, you don't get rid of any of your records? She goes,
yeah, so then I was like,
nope.
were you a good boy in Nevada?
I'm like, okay, so is my license still valid? She goes, yeah, you're fine. I said, no wants, no warrants? She goes, nope. I said, whew.
Yes, that's what I was worried. I looked at him and went, were you a good boy back then? Because that made me worried.
I had some misunderstandings when I lived in Vegas.
Oh, is that what they were called back then?
It wasn't my fault. But hey, DMV says I'm clean, I'm good, so I'm not.
So you can stay in Nevada.
I can stay in Nevada, and I've been a resident.
So you can put your toe over in California and go nanny nanny.
That's right. Nah, too bad. I am a resident since 1994.
Unbelievable.
That's before a lot of you people out there were even born. Listening to this podcast. That's how long I've been. How long have you been in Nevada? Well, I got my license in 1994. That's right. Yeah. How long have you been in Nevada? 2 days. You've been here 2 days. I'm a local.
You know what bothers me the most about that yesterday? I don't know if you realize that California driver's license number I've had since I was 16 years old.
Yeah. That
That's
bothers you?
42 years ago?
I don't know. A long time.
Like that, yeah, it's been the same number since then. And now I just gave it up, like gone. Wow.
You didn't give it up. But boy, Nevada voided you.
Oh, that's vicious too, by the way. They put your old California license under this thing and go,
And it stamps down the word void. It breaks holes in it. I go, what the fuck was that? She goes, you've just been voided by the state of Nevada. You're no longer a Californian. You're here. You're ours now. I'm like,
and it was loud.
That's
It was
ownership,
very loud.
man. I'm telling you.
And then they hand it back to you, like, here.
Like you want it back
After it says void.
After it's got shotgun holes and it's got pepper spray. Like, thanks for nothing, man.
Here you go.
So I got another story for you. I didn't even tell you the story yet. I did this. I told it a paraphrase version at the Matlock's dinner, which you did not participate in.
I did not.
I got to tell you something too. We're doing this barbecue. We're flying in Chef John.
Yes.
For the steak cook-off. This is going to be
Phoenix, Arizona.
From Phoenix, Arizona. And Christine Matlock, Little Miss Hot and Nerdy, she's coming in, and they're going to have a competition on who can prepare the best tomahawk steak.
Correct.
Now, I've already put money on Chef John.
Yes, you did. I have Miss Hot and Nerdy. Sorry.
This is just how he rolls, man. This is his job. You know, this is what he does. So you're not going to win. You're not going to beat the guy. He knows the whole thing. You can put him in Siberia on a charcoal briquette with barely a little flame. He could do it over candlelight.
Why, did he pay you to say that?
No, I'm just confident in the man.
Okay.
So I go to dinner. Sun Valley Fox, St. Don, and I went to the dinner at the Matlocks, and Christine Matlock just goes above and beyond. I mean, she churned her own butter. The stuff that was in the salad was from her garden. She even collects rainwater from her roof and boils it. So it's fresh Nevada
Yeah,
water.
because Nevada has a lot of rain.
Yeah, it's valuable.
All the
rare,
time.
Rare water. Oh. And she served me some. Very good. She even
Probably has really good standing,
Yeah.
Sierra Nevada.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Gotcha, okay,
And
got it.
she makes the ice the same way. She treks
Ooh,
up
crystal
into
clear.
Lake Tahoe, chisels her own ice from the glacier up there and brings it down.
Wow.
She goes the extra mile. Good stuff. So we're sitting around the table, and I bit into that steak. It's a true story. You can ask anybody who was there. I dropped my fork and knife on the table. I leaned back, and everybody looked at me, and I said, I think Chef John's in trouble.
Oh, man.
That's how good it was. And this wasn't even her best effort. This wasn't even with her trying.
This was just a Sunday night.
This is a Sunday night, just throwing
no
some,
big deal.
slapping some meat on the grill, looking the other way while she's
Not
cooking.
thinking about it. No
Nope.
prep. No
I'm telling
nothing.
you.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm a little worried. I'm going to have to pull Chef John aside and say, you brought your A game, right? Because I think I just lost all my money. I put on Chef John. It's gone out the window. So, anyways, the story I told that we had a lot of fun that night. Laughed so hard that my sides were hurting. Anyway, story I told. You sent me down because you weren't still feeling well. You're starting not to feel well. It was a week or so ago. And you had me go pick up some groceries for you. You order the groceries. They tell you when they're ready. You pull in. I'm at parking slot 3.
Because you just love grocery shopping.
I love it. So I go down there and I'm sitting and waiting. And this guy comes out pushing the cart with the stuff you ordered. I want to say the guy was 25, 24 years old.
Okay.
Little goofy looking, like a kid might be, messy hair, just kind of like floating through life. He says, he rolled down my window, make sure it's our order. And he says, where do you want this stuff? I said, just put it in the back seat. So I unlocked the door and he opens up the back door to the truck and he goes, you want me to put it in the back seat? I said, yeah. He goes, well, there's dog hair back here. Now, there's not that much dog hair.
No,
back there.
there's a cover over our back seat.
There's a little.
dogs.
You could see that there's dog hair. It's not a ton. And I go, yeah. He goes, on the dog hair. I said, are all the groceries that you're bringing me sealed? He goes, yeah.
And they're bagged.
I said, here you go again, jumping my stories. Can you shut the fuck up and let me tell a goddamn story?
Yes, go.
I said, are they also in bags? You have them all in bags? He goes, yeah. I said, then put them on the fucking seat. He goes, on the dog hair. I said, yeah. I said, you didn't bring me anything unwrapped and unsealed. They're all in bags. Put it down there. So now he's got me a little miffed. He's putting the stuff in the back. I turned and I said, "You're lucky the dog's not here. I could have brought the dog here and you'd have been putting it next to the dog too." He goes, "Well, you can't live with him and you can't live without him." And I thought, isn't that what you say about women? Isn't that the, women?
That's what they usually say.
You can't live with this. I go, I don't think that's what they say about dogs, my guy. And he's putting him in there and he's kind of whistling while he works. He's got that happy-go-lucky, like, do-do-do-do-do. And I said, I think that's what they say about women. He goes, well, women, dogs, you can't live with them. You can't live without them. I said, I think dogs are man's best friend, and women, well, to each his own and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh.
This is what he's doing. So I said, okay, I'm trying to salvage this small relationship I've got with the guy. So I decided to tell a joke.
Oh.
So he gets done. He goes, "Okay, sir, there you go." I said, "All right, man, I got a story for you. Let me tell you a little joke." "Okay, yeah, what do you got?" And I said, "This is one you can take with you." I said, "Okay. So you take your girlfriend and your dog." And he interrupts me. He goes, "I don't have a girlfriend."
Let's assume.
I said, "Well, yeah, I'm shocked." "Okay, you don't have a girlfriend. So take your dog and your wife." He goes, "I do have a wife." I said, "Okay, good. Now, let's take your dog and your wife and you put them in the trunk of a car for an hour." He goes, "And you see which one dies." I said, "No." I said, "Can you shut the fuck up and let me finish a joke?" I go, "Just sit there and be quiet for 1 second. So I started over. I said, "All right, here, I got a joke. Got a story for you. Take your dog and your girlfriend, you put them in the trunk of a car for an hour, and you open up the trunk and see which one's happy to see you." Because the joke would be your dog would still be happy to see you. Your wife would be extremely pissed.
Right.
Or your girlfriend.
Right.
And he looks at me, he goes, "Huh.
Oh no, he didn't contemplate that.
Who would be happy? I don't think my dog would care. I think my wife would. I think she'd be happy to see me that I let her out." I said, "You don't think she'd be mad that you fucking locked her in the trunk of your car for an hour?" He goes,
He hasn't been married very long.
He goes, "Let me think." I said, "All right, I'll tell you what. While you're contemplating this shit, I got to go." I can't. He's ruined the joke by interrupting it. Sounds like someone else I know. And then jumps to the end and then can't figure out. I said, "This wasn't a puzzle or a riddle for you to figure out. This was a lighthearted joke and you're not getting it." So anyway, just so you know, I forgot to tell you that story back when that happened, but that's, my God. It makes me not want to interact with people just because you never know which one you're going to get.
Our dogs are part of the family. They're just like our kids now. Like
I think if I'd have brought Ranger, he'd have got the joke before that guy did. I think my dog would have said, "Good one, Dad. That was funny."
Wonder what he would have done if Ranger started sniffing all the groceries. Like, hey, doing a check.
Yeah, he would have done a check. The guy would have been like, "What are you looking for? Do you smell a bomb? Do you smell it? There's a bomb in there, isn't there?" I don't know. This guy, his elevator didn't quite go to the top floor, I don't think. But whatever, man. He was nice. Did a good job with the groceries, but I'm telling you, good God.
I want to have a discussion that's going around the internet right now. I want to get your feedback on it.
Okay.
So, did you hear, and I'm sure everybody has heard and seen the pictures and the video and everything about the Indian truck driver that tried to do a U-turn in Florida and then wiped out that whole family? That whole family didn't have time to stop. Like, holy Santa Claus shit.
There's been a push, when you talk to, I talked to Loud One not too long ago, because he's a truck driver, part of the Gen X Talks family, and we were bringing this up, before this accident even happened, that there are so many Pakistani, Indian drivers on the road driving truck that do not know what they're doing. And Loud One was telling me that they get accredited at just these places that really aren't making them pass any tests.
Man.
They work hard and get their they're an accredited facility for certifying drivers, but then they'll certify anybody. And it's almost always owned by Indian and Pakistanis that certify their own people, from their countries, and they don't even but the bare minimum. I think you were telling me that DeSantis they found out that the guy didn't pass hardly any of the tests.
English words, he did 2 out of 12.
Yeah.
And then they did like road signs, and he didn't pass the road signs either, like what they meant.
Right. So the Trump organization has said before, and I bet this puts it into hyperdrive, they're going to shut all those places down.
As they should.
They're going to close all of them, and they're going to do some recertification testing. Now, I know it's going to be a hassle for people that are doing a good job who wants to take time out of your day to go recertify. But boy, if they close down all those shady recertification or certification centers, they close them, they're done, they're gone, and you can only go to reputable ones. And those guys do a good job at weeding out the idiots that don't know what the fuck they're doing on the roads that are putting American lives at risk. That does two things. One, it makes the roads safer. And two, it'll probably cut out about 20% of the truck drivers in the nation, which means our boys out there are going to get paid more to do their job because there won't be as many truck drivers. You're going to start to have to bid and pay for their services. That means guys like Michael Dawson, who's a truck driver we know.
We have lots.
Loud One truck driver. Yeah, there's a bunch of truck drivers. They're all good. Their rates are going to go up because there's going to be a lot fewer trucks on the road, and all of a sudden people are going to go, no. I'll pay you a little bit more. Haul my stuff. So the roads get safer and our boys get paid more. I'm in. Now, the assholes out there, the fun fact Freddies, are all going to jump. Well, you know what's going to happen there, General? Then 20% of the truck drivers not on the road. That means your stuff's not going to get there overnight. That means your shelves are going to be empty. Fuck off. It'll even out. Don't even give me that bullshit. You don't think we could survive if 20% of the truck force quit with the boys that are on the road? They'll get it done. They will. Or guess what? Properly trained people will begin to fill the roles. I'm not, you know what? That's a risk. If I have to wait for my Amazon order for 3 days instead of 1 so that the roads are safer and our boys get paid more, I'm willing to do it. That's called patriotism, not selfishness.
He wiped out a whole family.
I'm pissed. I don't want it to ever happen again.
It could be any of us. It could happen. And I had told you over the last years when I was traveling from our house to my mom's up over the Grapevine, the 5 freeway in California is very highly truck traveled. And I told you how many times I got close, even in driving our Yukon, our big Yukon, that many trucks cut me off. I had never been cut off as much as I was in that car. It wasn't like I was in a little car.
By truckers.
By truckers.
That's the point of the story, right?
Yeah. And I was just like, this is just crazy.
Well, I wish, and I know this can't happen, but I wish Trump would have a team identify the thousands of certification centers that are bullshit and then write an executive order saying if all of your services are closed now, you're done. And anybody who got your license through one of them, you have 30 days to renew it at a proper place. I wish he signed an because that would solve that day. All those certification centers are fucking done, and that keeps everybody. That gives 30 days to get your shit together, or you're off the road.
Well, they're talking about putting in people at the weigh stations to check driver's license.
What are they checking? They've been given valid licenses.
I don't know, but that's what they're
by shitty places.
Because you have to stop at a weigh station,
right?
So they were saying that's a way to get the truck driver stopped.
Then Trump can go out there and sign it once his team identifies if you got a license from one of these places. After 30 days, your license is no good, or make it no good today. It's no good today. Go get recertified. Yeah, I'd be all for it. I wouldn't complain one fucking bit.
Yeah, that's just so scary.
I don't want it to happen again.
Now, can the family sue him civilly? Because even though he's probably not a citizen of the United States.
Doesn't matter. You can sue anybody you want for anything. Now, if he doesn't have any assets, or DeSantis is making sure he doesn't leave the country. I know that. He refused him bail. He's like, no way, fucker. You're getting out on bail. You're going to be gone. You're staying right here.
Oh, DeSantis is on this shit.
He
did it. He did it in the wrong state.
Yeah,
he did it in the wrong state.
You should have done that in California, and they probably would have blamed the minivan driver in California. But you did it in a state where people actually care about shit. You fucked up. Yeah. So we'll see how this plays out. But I hope it puts Trump's administration into hyperdrive about getting these unqualified drivers off the road. It's a big thing. And any of the truck drivers that are part of the Gen X Talks family, they know. They've talked to me. They've written me before. We've had conversations, and they don't like it. I mean, nothing they can do about it. But you got to just be real vigilant and watch yourself. It's a thing. And some of our truck drivers drive down there. I think Michael Dawson drives down on that very road many times. That could have been him that got hit by that asshole trucker. You don't know.
Yeah.
because could have been on the road when that fucker made that
He lives
U-turn.
down in Florida.
So it's a deal, but it's kind of a fucked up mess with that shit.
So we haven't talked about it for a while, and it's really funny that the media has buried it.
What's that?
Is Howard Stern. He's canceled.
Yeah.
Do you remember it was hot for a day, and then all of a sudden, bye-bye.
Yeah, there's so many things that leave the 24-hour news cycle. That's why they call it a 24-hour news cycle, because it really takes quite an interesting story to have any legs at all. Everything's gone. Howard Stern, nobody cared. He's gone. He isn't funny like he used to be.
No.
He used to be cutting edge and raunchy and raw, and that's why people listen. It's where he got his base, he's got his following, and now it's kind of like, yeah, dude,
he was doing things others weren't doing at the time.
And now he does interviews with celebrities, and he's big liberal Democrat. And he bashes Trump.
He put his politics.
And the worst thing that he did, and this is why they canceled him, even though on paper they say, well, there was other reasons. He actually came out and said, this is the same thing that happened to Stephen Colbert, except Howard Stern came out and said it. He goes, if you're a Trump listener or a Trump voter, don't listen to my show. Well, being the country is kind of divided down the middle, most audiences are divided down the middle, or to some degree. Maybe it was a 60-40 split, but he just told 40% of his listeners don't listen. How do you think that went over with advertisers?
Yeah.
It's like, Coca-Cola wants to advertise on Howard Stern and says, well, yeah, but now you just got rid of 40% of our potential customers, asshole. You told 40% of our buyers to go away. Colbert said he verbally did not want Trump supporters, Trump listeners, Trump viewers. So now you just shrunk your audience in half, or 60-40 split. Like Johnny Carson said years ago, he said, why would I become political? He goes, then I'm losing half my audience once I pick a side. Mm-hmm. I'm losing, and Jay Leno said the same thing. He goes, if you pick a political party, you're going to lose the other half. Why wouldn't you, as an entertainer, why would you do that? What kind of stupidness is that? But nobody listened to Johnny. Nobody listened to Jay Leno, even though they were the monsters in history
exactly.
of talk shows. And Howard Stern went off the rails and got canceled.
But they were Jay Leno and Johnny Carson were part of that era where you didn't talk politics, money, religion.
No, and if you did, you kind of poked fun at both sides.
Right.
And that was it, but it wasn't their whole show. It was just in the monologue or something. You may say something about politics both sides. Jack Benny was the same way.
Exactly.
And then you got onto the show, and it was tigers that grabbed your hair, and it was parrots and kids that did things, and and comedians and entertainers. It was a variety hour.
Yeah,
but
not anymore.
Not anymore. It's from the beginning to the end. It's bash, 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 bash. And tell people
get tired of it.
Now the cancel network, the pendulum has swung the other way, and now this side of the aisle is getting canceled, and they don't mind it because they're saving hundreds of millions of dollars or tens of millions of dollars. Like, well, if the Colbert Show's losing money, that's why we did it. Yeah, he also did it because he lost half his audience, and he did it on purpose, and he was going to keep doing it. Well, fuck it. If you're no longer a good product.
Right.
We can't sell you to Coca-Cola, to BMW. You're no longer a good product to sell for advertising because you only have half the audience. So
it's just sad. It's just sad. That's why part of the reason why I just don't watch television anymore. It's not good. There's nothing on TV that's anything good. I don't know.
I gotta just getting a message. So just so you know, you told me the other day that while we were gone from our house in Bakersfield, that our pool filter exploded. The top half cracked. It's what is it, 20 some years old? Top half cracked. And so I got my man Chris going over there to take care of it. He was trying to call me.
We've been doing this.
You're going to talk, and I'm going to put you on hold because he's over at getting at the pool stuff right now.
What am I supposed to talk about?
I don't know, but I'm going to be in the distance because I'm turning my mic.
Well, he's on the phone, you guys. He actually is taking it.
Right in the middle of a show, Chris. What's up?
Unbelievable.
Okay, well, just.
Oh my goodness.
We'll do what we can, and we'll put it together.
Yeah, so our pool guy came to the house the other day, and he sent me a picture and said, just came across this.
When you do it,
oh, my goodness.
Give you some money for your time on it. Just if you put it back together, that'd help. Thanks, Chris. Bye.
Going to be completed?
Well, nobody hit because we bought, when we did this, we put this all together, we bought one of the biggest filters.
Yes.
Nobody's got it in stock. Nobody has the housing in stock. They have to order it. They got all the standard sizes, but because we got a big one, nobody has it. So they'll get it tomorrow, but just the lid is $500 for just the lid. But we got to do it. You got to have your pool going. So Chris will get it. I just told him I'd, Zell him the money.
We're almost done now, but do you want to give them an update about where we are on our house in California? It hasn't closed yet.
Well,
just a brief.
We had offers on the house, but the only one that was an absolute full price offer that was what we wanted without any discounts on it was a contingency that the guy was selling his. And of course, contingencies can be complicated, but contingencies can also work just fine. Anybody who knows, if you don't know the real estate business, you're groaning right now. Oh, I'd never do a contingent. They just couldn't rely on someone else. But if you know the industry, if you're smart enough to know how all that works and you get good people in place, most of the time contingencies work fine. I was part of a sale one time that had 9 contingencies in a row, and they all were dependent upon each other, and they all went through fine. But there are contingencies where you do just one and it doesn't work at all, and it fails. This one just has a couple hiccups, but all the loan docs have been approved everywhere. They just have to verify income one more time because it carried over. So I don't see anything holding up this at all, other than it's taken longer than it should have. But
tell them about the paperwork situation, where the title company kept sending us the paperwork.
Well, the title
This is hilarious.
Without going into details, I don't want to give away too much, but they kept sending incorrect paperwork. And I kept telling the realtor and the title company, and they kept wondering why I wasn't signing. And I'm like, because you don't have it right. Finally, they listened to me. They got it right. And when we got the final numbers on it, it was a $3,800
in our favor.
In our favor. So, that's...
It's one of those things where we read the small print.
Yeah,
we read the paperwork.
I caught it.
It was DocuSign, just so you guys know. Don't ever just DocuSign.
No, I went through every line of it, and I caught something that I thought was incorrect, and it was, but they just kept resending the same document. Okay, we fixed it. I'm like, same.
And it took a phone call.
It took me calling down there and go, quit sending me that.
Yes.
And like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, they're like, oh, okay, we know what you're looking at. Finally, this morning at 1 a.m, it came through correctly. So
yeah, what a mess.
Anyway, now you guys know what I know. I think I need to wrap up the show because there's some stuff we have to get to. Thursday's a busy day around here, and I promised my queen, one of your best lunches ever. Hot dog and a Coke at Costco.
We got to start buying some supplies for the barbecue.
We do. We got to get some stuff done.
Next weekend. Not this weekend, next weekend.
I had a shitty day on DMV day. I was on the phone all day with my therapist, literally texting my therapist all day, not talking to you, wasn't talking to the DMV lady unless I had to, but I got through my therapy session. Now I'm going to try to have a good day. Can we have a good day today?
Also, want to tell you, I didn't end up saying about the DMV. We were there 3 hours at the DMV.
Which
From
means
the moment we drove up.
That's right. That means my therapist gets to charge me for 3 hours worth of time.
3 hours to get all that stuff done.
So the Gen X Talks barbecue is coming up. It's shaping up. It's coming together.
We got a surprised person that's going to show up next week too.
I'm not even telling you who it is. Yeah, late edition. We just got a phone call this morning. Going to show up. I'm going to introduce this person to everyone there personally because you all know this person by name.
Yes.
Every one of you does. Some of you have interacted with this person in Discord multiple times and you just didn't know it.
Exactly.
Because they use a different name in Discord. But a lot of fun to be part of this program. A lot of fun to be part of the Gen X Talks barbecue. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to this. I promise each and every one of you, I'm going to spend the entire time getting to know anybody who's there. I will sit with you as long as you want. I know that I promised my therapist that we were going to sit at the whiskey table. There's going to be a whiskey table,
yes,
and I would drink the whole time, but the truth is I'm not going to do that. I'm going to spend as much time I can with each and every one of you guys. So if that's all, how long do you think we've been on?
Just over an hour, I think.
Be a little more specific, Bob.
Hour 2.
Hour 2 in 40 seconds. You got that within 40 seconds of when I said it. Oh my God.
I
Wow.
just know that I've been here probably an hour.
All right. So say goodbye, Gracie. We got to get going. Got to head on the road.
Bye, Gracie.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening to the Gen X Talks podcast live on kgxdradio.com. It'll drop tomorrow wherever good podcasts are sold at 12:02 a.m. Los Angeles time. But until then, I got to go, and I'm not sure where you're listening in tomorrow from, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps you're tuning in on the Armed Service Radio Network. But remember two things in life. Number one, wherever you go, there you are. And number two, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'm out, baby.
Bye-bye.